this point, time to start thinking about and or actually getting started on the next major project here at the workshop. For that, we're going to go back to Moebius models and Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. In this case, we'll be working on the Batwing. Now, this one is going to be a complex kit. There are options to build it with landing gear down. There are options to build it with the wings up. There are options to build it with rocket pods deployed. Got the two wing halves, the two wings laid out here with the body more or less in place to give you an idea just how big this thing is. This is at 1/25th scale, and you know, like the Batmobile, has a very complex aesthetic to it. I may or may not try to make that Batman work in the cockpit tub, but I don't think he's going to fit in there very well, especially not once we get the seat in place. We'll see if I can make it work. In the meantime, though, there's a lot of plastic to work on. Alright, quick update on the Batwing. Top of the fuselage is ready with the VTOL fans open. I like the fact they gave you that option. The cockpit is ready for paint. In looking at how they laid this out, I'm not even going to bother trying to put a figure in there because there's not really a spot for his legs. That block there, get something better, show it. That block there would actually get in the way of the legs of any pilot figure. So, cockpit will wind up empty. Got your nose cannon, twin nose cannon. I actually lost one of the end caps there, so I'll probably just plug that with some putty, because while you can make out the barrels in the front, it's not really critical. Also got the twin rocket pods ready, as well as the engines. Intake there. Exhaust back there. Actually, that's the intake, sorry. That's the intake, because these should actually be sitting... I've got them backwards. Yeah. They should be sitting like that, because the intake end will actually, in flight mode, fit into the back of the wing. Got the work progressing on the lower fuselage. Got the landing gear doors glued into place. I haven't glued the rocket launcher doors in or the lower VTOL doors in, but we're getting there. The wings, as you can see from my hand, the wings are freaking huge. I've got the root for the rudders in place, both wings. Wings just slide onto the body in these tabs, into those slots. Rudders are ready to go. At this point, a lot of this is almost ready for paint, or at least preliminary primer. Alright, what we got here is primer coating on the various parts. Got the rudders there, wings here, top and bottom of the fuselage here, as well as the cockpit. I have not yet assembled the fuselage, mostly to avoid having to mask off the canopy and the glass pieces in the nose. I'll go in and repaint the lift fans and the weapon wells, but we are slowly getting there. Alright, I won't bother you with details on all the individual pieces, but what I did here is after the black coat I went in with some Krylon metallic charcoal to get the nice dark gunmetal look. Still got some detail painting to do here and there, and I'll be able to remove the masking I put on the surfaces that still need to be glued. But I'm very happy with the way the color turned out. It's not quite my go-to of graphite dust, but my local hobby shop was out of the graphite dust, so the metallic charcoal will serve as a suitable replacement. Alright, at this point, I regret not documenting what I did with the cockpit, but other than that, the build itself is done. Everything's put together. I've got her in hover mode, empty cockpit, and rockets deployed. What we got is one massive model. As you can see, I can barely keep it in frame here. The cockpit I detailed with a coat of light gray primer, and the seat in red. As I come around, the glare is going to kill it. Let's do this. I don't know how well it's showing up, but you can just make out what I did with the consoles. I painted the screens in black. There's a lot of glare coming off the canopy, but it turned out alright. The lift fans open. Repainted the area with light gray primer and then a black wash. Wiped off most of the excess wash. Engines are in VTOL mode, although they will swivel. Whoa, about to fall off the base here. There we go. Forward a little. Thing is really heavy and much bigger than I expected it to be. Of course, at 1/24th scale, these things are going to be huge. Now, underneath, let's lift it up rather than just spinning it. Underneath, you've got the rocket pods deployed, lower lift fan open. One thing to watch for with the doors is make sure they're glued on good and tight. I would probably wait until after you get the wings on to glue the doors in place. As you can see, missile pods are not quite agreeing with me on staying level and where I want them. They can be moved a little. I didn't glue them in good and tight. Guns in place. Thing is very back heavy, which is funny considering most of the weight's back here on the wings, or up here on the wings. I'm going to go ahead and throw some stills at the end of this, reline those up, and thank you all for watching.